For years, Section 124A of the Indian Penal Code that dealt with sedition law, or simply put, a Qanun that was established during the British Raj, was aimed to quell incitement, hatred and disaffection towards the government. But for years, we have witnessed rampant misuse by ruling parties to target their political opponents and very few convictions in these cases. Now, when we come to an era, while there has been an open debate about repealing this controversial law, it's the Modi Sarkar that has taken a positive step towards reviewing the law, welcoming the court-monitored guidelines in an interest to safeguard the nation, at the same time safeguarding its citizens from misuse. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you have heard it here first time on Times Now that the centre is intending to bringing in regulations to prevent the misuse of the sedition law. For the Modi Sarkar, while the law is essential, so is the right of every citizen to express himself without being discriminated against. While the government stand is welcome, it only exposes the opposition that has been trying to paint a narrative against the Modi Sarkar.
I need discussion in Parliament to bring my point to the people of India. I'm not allowed that. I cannot speak in Parliament. India is heading into a dictatorial situation. Oh, 100%. And the response is going to be a mass response. The response is going to be along the lines of what the Kisans are doing.
Dictatorship cholche, presidential form of government, তার প্রসেস চালু হয়ে গেছে। ওরা জানে আগামী দিনে ওরা জিতবেন না, তাই এই প্রসেস চালু করে দিয়েছে। যেমন স্কুল কলেজগুলোকে ইন্টারফিয়ারেন্স শুরু করেছে, মিডিয়া কন্ট্রোল থেকে শুরু করে সব কিছু কন্ট্রোল নিচ্ছে, জুডিশিয়ারি থেকে শুরু করে সব জায়গায়।
This government has become a fascist government. Tomorrow it will come to you, it will come to me, it will come to everyone whom the government believes that are not with the government. How can we call this a democracy? A democracy should have the essence of dissent and questions and discussions, but they are afraid.
While the opposition has been busy calling the Modi government names, it has conveniently ignored some facts that I would like to bring to your notice, viewers. Tonight, while the central government vows to prevent misuse of the law in Congress-ruled state of Jharkhand, 3 people were held for allegedly sedition laws for attempting to destabilize the state. The complainant was a Congress MLA itself. Now, in Congress-ruled Chhattisgarh, even an IPS officer wasn't spared. Sedition law was slapped on him in a prima facie corruption case. The list goes on. In Andhra, the state using the law to quell rebellion within the party ranks, ruling party member of parliament also not spared, revealing the rampant misuse of the British-era law. And in Punjab, political opponents being targeted with the same law for raising questions on COVID preparedness. In such a scenario, the question we want to ask is, has opposition's fascist slur against the government backfired? That's the legitimate question on the News Hour tonight. And the hashtag of the debate, NDA backs sedition review. The debate coming up on the other side.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 2 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
And joining the debate this evening are Nupur Sharma. She's a national spokesperson of the BJP. Ashutosh Mishra continues to be with us. Sanjay Hegde, Dr. Anand Ranganathan. Joining the debate this evening is Sai Deepak, lawyer. But my first question goes to senior leader and member of parliament of the Trinamool Congress, Dr. Saugata Roy. Dr. Saugata Roy, it isn't as if opposition-ruled states haven't used the sedition law. The issue is that it only becomes an issue of contention when these laws are used by the BJP government in the centre or in any BJP-ruled state. Punjab, Jharkhand, all of these states have used the same law. So, Saugata Roy, does the law need to be scrapped just because the BJP states are using it? Or, as the BJP has said, that it requires to keep the law in place, yet doing a review so that it cannot be misused in the future. Where do you stand on this?
I think you showed a clipping of Mamata Banerjee just a little while ago. She has said that she is opposed to sedition law. I think it's time that the sedition law, 124A of the Indian Penal Code, should be scrapped. This is the same law that was used against Mahatma Gandhi in his first court appearance in India. This has been misused thoroughly, and it's high time that this law is scrapped. Just having guidelines will not change the situation. You may say that this law was used by Congress-ruled states. You may say that this was used in UPA times. But the fact remains that this is misused. And when we are discussing a matter of principles, the government must come forward and declare in the Supreme Court that they will do away with this very draconian law, which is apt to be misused against people's freedoms. Many of the social activists, they have been booked under this law. We know the case of Stan Swamy and others. This argument that governments put up that to safeguard the nation's security this is necessary, absolutely bogus. Modi government has not clarified its view. Its Attorney General said in the Supreme Court that maybe some corrections or some guidelines were called for. We'd like the government to come forward and say and declare by when this sedition law, which is a legacy of the British Raj, and which is also a legacy of the emergency which has been so castigated by the present people in power, this should be abolished. They should be removed. If the BJP has earlier removed 66A section and Article 35A, they should also have the courage to repeal 124A. If they want a law, they have already got UAPA, which is a draconian law. So now the time for the government to declare that Attorney General's assurance in Supreme Court is not a hollow assurance, that they are going to take steps to remove the law altogether from the statute book.
To please give my time.
Well, Nupur Sharma, Professor Shogato Roy says that this is an archaic law. So what, it hasn't been removed, or so what if there are other parties that use it? The fact is that it is, a reminiscence of the British Raj and emergency days. And look at 2014 to 2019 numbers. Cases filed 326, convictions are only 6. So really, even statistically, this law doesn't seem to be, fulfilling the requirement that the government thinks it should.
Well, Navika, as far as my knowledge of what the Honorable Law Minister and the intention of the government concerned is that we are perhaps looking towards reviewing, regulating, so that the law isn't misused. It will become clearer, if I'm not wrong, tomorrow when the government of India files its affidavit before the court. But it's interesting, Navika. It's a bit rich for all the opposition parties to come today and say, you should just scrap Section 124A. It's a British era law. We don't need it anymore. What stopped you from doing it when you were in power? Point number one. Point number two, why do you misuse it? Interestingly, in front of me is a report of Times of India dated September 18, 2016. And I just want to show it to you. Bengal tops in sedition arrests. Who was the government and who was running the government and who was the Home Minister is anybody's guess. Now the NCRB data said in the year 2015-16, 237 arrests were made under the sedition law on charges of sedition, 53 of which were from Bengal. So maximum number of arrests under section 124A as per the NCRB data of 2015 and 16 was in the state of West Bengal. Certainly law order home is a state subject. You must have registered the FIRs and you certainly made the 53 arrests out of 230 odd in the year. So I don't know why these opposition parties do not walk the talk. I don't know why it's okay for them perhaps to misuse the law given the statistics that you're quoting, Navika. And I don't know why they just feel that this is an issue big enough and good enough to attack the government of the day with. We are not the ones who frame this law. We are willing to review it. We are willing to perhaps even regulate it. Things will become clearer tomorrow. But then perhaps a lot of questions need to be answered at your front. What were you doing with blatant misuse of the same law that today you find fit to criticize? Are you
So
saying that you
Dr.
were
Anand
wrong in
Ranganathan,
2015, making 53 arrests?
Yeah, Navika, yeah.
Dr. Anand Ranganathan, I want to ask you this question, Dr. Anand Ranganathan, whether it is about should the UPA government have addressed this issue, or should previous governments should have looked at this issue, or should we just look at it, from a non-political prism and look at, the real use of this law if the conviction rate is going to be so abysmally low? And the second point I want to raise is 5 out of the top
Navika,
10
I'm not
states
sure if you...
that use the sedition law in terms of numbers belong to the BJP. Is there a political or a legal story that these numbers really suggest? Sorry, lost that connection with Dr. Anand Ranganathan. Mr. Sanjay Hegde, why don't you take that question?
Forget the figures. Long ago, Pandit Nehru said that in a free India, this law should not exist. His government did nothing for 16 years. Continually, every government said, yes, this is a bad law.
Yeah.
So it should not exist. But it was very useful to lock up somebody when you could not accuse them of something else. But you had this very wide law where the term of imprisonment was between 3 years and a life sentence. So if you ever told a police head that, somebody is talking a bit too much, why don't you take care of him? This law became very convenient. Now the only question before the country is this: do we continue with something which even the British thought to be something overbroad? You must read the case which started it all, where the British Council tells the court that in India, people should be free to criticize the Viceroy. From that point of time, we have continually regressed. The sooner we get rid of the law, the better. I don't believe that guidelines will work. If you put lipstick on a pig, it remains a pig. We have tried this guidelines business from 1962 downwards, when the Supreme Court tried to put in guidelines, but they've always been breached. Why do you need this law at all? Why do you need this overbroad law? You can catch people if they are really violent, and there are a whole host of other laws. The novel laws will work for them. But this is the only vague, overbroad law under which you can have a catch-all clause. So, put the fellow in fear of prison for the rest of his life. Each time he goes for a passport, each time he goes for a job, he has to tell them that, look, I got caught criticizing the government and there is a sedition case against me. I don't think in a democracy there's any place for this law. Scrap it altogether.
Yeah, Navika, can
Scrap
I
it
come in? I'm
altogether,
sorry.
Dr. Anand Ranganathan. For 75 years, no government before this has scrapped it, but today they will point fingers at the Modi government and say scrap it because it is against democracy. Respond to that charge, Dr. Anand Ranganathan.
Yes, no, Navika, I think a review of this law is most welcome and it could not have come sooner. But having said that, that is one of the reasons why in this debate I love politicians, because they are so oblivious of their hypocrisy. I mean, here we have the very erudite spokesperson of TMC who wants the law scrapped. and not be applied. But his own government, over the last 7 years, I have the NCRB data, has used this very same law 72 times. It's incredible. But let me come back to this debate, Navika. I'll just take 2 minutes, not more than that. It's very important. I had to cover 2 or 3 issues. You see, it sickens me that governments of all political parties, I repeat, all political parties, use the draconian sedition law in instances that are clearly not seditious. I said use and not misuse. And here I would really urge my good friend Nupur to pay attention. I said use and not misuse because the law is draconian, overarching, and deliberately kept grey, so that acts you would logically consider non-seditious can also be included. Navika, there is no case here of misusing the law. You can only misuse a just and conscientious law. You cannot misuse a draconian one. You can only use a draconian law. Quote from this law, 124A, attempt to excite feelings of disaffection against the government, unquote. Everything is grey. Everything is subject to something. Everything is primed for offending your sensibilities. In my view, sedition should be considered unlawful only if it is attached to an imminent, verifiable, palpable threat to India. It sickens me when BJP in Gujarat uses it to arrest a journalist who criticized the CM's handling of COVID. It sickens me when BJP in Karnataka uses it to arrest a mother just because a child acted in an anti-CAA play. It sickens me when Congress in Chhattisgarh uses it to arrest a man who complained of power cut. This was after they promised in their 2019 manifesto that they'd abrogate the sedition law. It sickens me when Congress arrests 60 tribals and Dalits, including Dalit activist and editor Sudhir Dhawale, under sedition charges. It sickens me when 11,000 people are charged with sedition under the NDA, including 10,000 people in a single day. It sickens me when 12,000 people are charged with sedition under the UPA, including 8,000 people in a single day. And the sitting Congress Home Minister Chidambaram calls them anti-national, quote unquote. But you know what sickens me most, Navika? Just 30 seconds. No, not that both the BJP and the Congress keep using this draconian law. No, not even that chauthi fail leftists and dynasty lapdogs never cite instances where the Congress has used the sedition law. No, what sickens me most is that our founding fathers used it. They gave this draconian law a stamp of approval. They were supposed to make us a free liberal republic, but instead, people like Nehru kept on using this draconian law to stifle freedom of speech. Who was Ram Nandan, I ask you? Can you tell me? For calling Nehru a traitor and accusing the Congress of not addressing poverty. Ram Nandan was charged with sedition and jailed for 3 years. If India is a banana republic, that has been one since it became a republic.
Realization shows the hypocrisy of the Congress party, which even used this law on cartoonists when they were in power not so long ago, just about 7 years ago. So, Mr. Ashutosh Mishra, ये late realization हर बार कांग्रेस को अपने इरा के बाद ही क्यों आती है?
तो देर आए दुरुस्त आए, but in this case, as you rightly pointed out, the top 5 states are BJP. BJP के हाथ में ये वही law उसी तरह अंदर के हाथ में उस तरह. You see, in under BJP, the number of cases in sedition has gone up nearly 3 times.
Sai Deepak, just because this law is being used by the BJP, is that ground enough for it to be repealed in the manner in which opposition parties are asking? Sai Deepak, I'm sorry, I'm coming to you last and I'm short of time, but respond to that sharp charge by Ashutosh.
Frankly speaking, this political monkey balancing can go on till the cows come home, and I don't think that's any reason to scrap any law or to sustain any law. The simple question is very simple. Preserving the concept, is there a way to reduce the breadth of the law to prevent abuse? And which means the question is, can guidelines alone do the job, or do we need to recraft the provision altogether and repeal the existing provision? That is the simple question. The fact of the matter is, in United Kingdom, seditious libel as a provision was removed only because of its breadth and because the concept of sedition and the intent of sedition in principle was covered by other legislations. Therefore, the question that the government has to ask itself is very simple. You have a provision under UAPA, you have section 124A and a host of other things, and you have other provisions which deal with acts of war against the state. In light of that, how do you make sure that you don't have multiple provisions addressing the same thing, and how do you ensure that existing provisions are not too broad, which come in the way of legitimate exercise of free speech? That is the limited question. Retain the concept, which is the baby, throw out overbreadth the bath water. Don't throw out the baby with the bath water, because you will endanger national security in the process of slinging political mud against each other, period.
Well, it is clear laws cannot be used by political parties to settle their score. A relook at the sedition law is definitely the need of the hour, but for any opposition party to really take the moral high ground on this one would be completely misplaced. Let's wait and watch for the affidavit of the central government being placed in the Supreme Court tomorrow. But a review and guidelines monitored by the Supreme Court in order to keep an eye on the misuse of the sedition law is definitely something that would be a welcome step. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen on the panel, for joining me on this debate.